Okay, this video is for 5 through 8. It says Maria collects twigs during the recess to use for building a model fence for a social studies project. The length of the twigs are shown below the in the line plot. How many total inches of twigs does Maria have to make for her model fence? So the first x equals 1/4 plus 1/2. I'm putting 1/2 twice because there are two x's above 1/2. There are two x's above 3/4, so I'm going to put that twice. There is 1 1/4 plus 1 1/4 plus 1 1/4. I do that 3 times because there are 3 x's. Then I do plus 1 3/4 plus 1 3/4. I do that twice because there are 2 x's. And then I'm going to do plus 2. Okay. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to add them together that I can. I know 1 1/2 plus 1/2 equals 1 plus, well, 3/4 plus 3/4 equals 6/4. Okay, here's where it gets a little tricky. 1/4 plus 1/4 plus 1/4 equals 3/4. And 1 plus 1 plus 1 equals 3. The reason I can do that is because I am adding. When you add, I would say 1/4 plus 1/4 plus 1/4, and then I will do the ones. And you can do that. Remember, you can't do that with multiplying, so that seems to trick y'all up sometimes. And then here, this is plus 2, and 3 plus 3 equals 6/4, and then plus 2. Now, I'm lucky because all of these are in fourths. So 6 plus 3 equals 9, and 9 plus 6 equals 15. So I'm going to have 15 here over 4. And remember, when you're adding fractions, the denominator does not change. Okay, they have to be the same. So I've added the numerator together. The denominator stays the same. 1 plus 3 equals 4, plus 2 equals 6, plus another 2 equals 8. I'm sure some of you are thinking, that's not an answer choice on here. Correct. I have to do, let me see where I can do it, 4 to 15. Does 4 go into 1? Yes. Does 4 go into 15? Yes, 3 times. 15 minus 12, and that equals 3. Remainder 3. So from this I get 3 is my whole number and 3/4. Okay? So this here represents this right here. So now I need to say plus 8. 3 plus 8 equals 11, and then 3/4. So my answer is B. Okay, that's one method. If the numbers were a little bit tricky, I'll show you another one. So here, this one says 7 beakers are filled with different amounts of vinegar. The amount of vinegar in liters in the basket is shown below in the line plot. What is the total amount of vinegar? So all I'm doing is adding up the x's. I'm going to put 1/8 above here because that's how much that column totals. 1/4 plus 1/4 plus 1/4 plus 1/4. That equals 4/4. 1/2 plus 1/2 equals 1. So now I have 1/8 plus 4/4 plus 1. What do I know about 4/4? I know that equals 1. So 1 plus 1 plus 1/8. This came from right here. This came from right there. And that came from right here. That equals 2 1/8. That's not on here. You have to turn it into improper. Remember, 2, 8 times 2 equals 16, plus 1 equals 17/8. So your answer is D. Okay? here. Andrea, or Andrea, depending if you're doing German or not, needs 5 more feet of yarn to complete her art project. Which line plot shows the length of, it says 10, it's supposed to say 11 different pieces of yarn measured in feet, which will provide the exact amount of yarn she needs. So, this is what I'm going to do with this problem. I'm going to get you started, and then I want you to finish these problems once I get this started for you for number 7 and for number 8. So what you're going to do is you're going to have 1/8 plus 2/4, because there's 1/4 plus 1/4 equals 2/4. 3/8 plus 3/8 equals 6/8. 1/2 plus 1/2 equals 1. 5/8 plus 5/8 plus 5/8 equals 15/8 plus 7/8. Okay. I'm going to do the same thing here. 1/8 plus 1/4 plus 1/4 plus 1/4 equals 3/4. Plus 3/8. I'm only putting it once because there's only one x. 1/2 plus 1/2 equals 1. 5/8 plus 5/8 equals 10/8. Plus 7/8 plus 8/8. Down here. Now you should be copying this on another sheet of notebook paper so you have this. Okay, 1/8. Okay, 1/4 plus 1/4 plus 1/4 equals 3/4. Plus 3/8. 1/2 plus 1/2 equals 1. 5/8 plus 5/8 plus 5/8 equals 15/8. Plus 7/8. Okay. Last one. 1/4 plus 1/4 plus 1/4 equals 3/4. Plus 3/8. One time. 1/2 plus 1/2 equals 1. Plus 1/2 again equals 1/2. 1 and 1/2. And plus another half equals 2. Plus 5/8. Plus 7/8. Plus 8/8. Now, I don't want you to say, oh, I got the answer, it's A, so I don't have to do B, C, and D. No. A, the answer is not A. But I need to see what you get. I'm going to be checking for what did you get for A, what did you get for B, what did you get for C, and what did you get for D, and I'm going to need to see your work. Okay? Number 8 says 5 beakers measured in liters are filled with liquid. If the liquid is redistributed equally, how much liquid would each beaker have? So I'm going to have 3/8, 1, 2, 3, 1/8 plus 1/8 plus 1/8 equals 3/8, plus 1/4 plus 3/4. Okay, what I can do is I can change these all into 8s, or I can change them all into 4s. I'm just going to go ahead and change them all into 8s. So 3/8 plus something over 8 plus something over 8. Now, as I'm doing this, I just made a discovery. What is 1/4 plus 3/4 equal? That equals 4/4. But I know that 4/4 equals 1. So really, I get 3/8 plus 1 equals 1 and 3/8. Okay, now I'm sure you're saying that's not an answer choice on here. Okay, if you understand that, good. Stay right there. How did 4 get to 8 times 2? So that's going to become 2. How did 4 get to 8 times 2? So that's going to become 6. 3 plus 2 equals 5 plus 6 equals 11 eighths. Now, here's the tricky part. Look, 8 times 1 equals 8 plus 3 equals 11. So if you turn that into improper, you do get 11 over 8. Now what you have to do is you have 11 eighths divided by 5 equals. Now let's think about it. The reason why we're dividing by 5 is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We know when we divide our fractions, it's same, so that stays the same. Change to multiplication, flip. So this is 5 over 1, and now it's 1 over 5. Now, when you multiply straight across, let me know what you get, and that will be your answer. We are going to go over number 9 and number 10 in another video.